The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and as sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, hanging out with you here on a Thursday morning. Thursday football week 2 kicking off today. The Green Bay Packers hosting the Washington Commanders. Is Micah Parsons and the amazing now Green Bay Packers defense. 1 tackle, 2 pressures. Is that going to change everything? The trajectory of the Washington Commanders, of the Green Bay Packers. Only time will tell. We find out later on today. I need to get over that. Like the whole Packers having this amazing defense now because of Micah Parsons and his 1 sack and 2 pressures. Tommy Canazza tuning in saying good morning, Tip. Our Dude Strilla tuning in saying good morning, brother. Good morning to y'all. Hope that you are doing fantastic on this Thursday morning. Getting ready for football to happen. I am a little sad because a little bit later on today, I'm going to be at work, be at Southwest University Park doing my job, and I'm going to miss Thursday night football. Now, obviously, this is a game where I wish an asteroid would just hit right in the middle at the 50-yard line of Lambeau Field, because I'm starting to not want or care about either one of these teams. I don't want to see them be successful. You can call me a hating-ass hater all you want. I am fine with it. I have embraced the fact that I am indeed a hating-ass hater. Hate, 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 hate. Hate, 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 hate. Micah Parsons' mama wears underwear with dick holes in them. If you got that joke, you're a real one. If you didn't get that joke, I feel bad for you, son. You got 99 problems and a sense of humor is one. I think I got to come up with like a trophy, the Hating Ass Hater of the Year award. And I think I will win that year after year. Someone, Augustine will give me a run for my money. I am 100% right now in on the hating ass hater of the year award. But I will break down this game as unbiased as I possibly can, because again, these are supposed to be two good teams, right? Like you're Green Bay, you make this trade to get Micah Parsons, you have expectations now, right? Everyone on ESPN, everyone in Fox, everyone all over these places are saying how great Green Bay is. Still saying Augustine won that one by a landslide. The hating ass hater of the year. I think what I got to do is have like a show where we present the trophy, the hating ass hater of the year award, to Augustine. It'll be the inaugural Augustine Pimentel. Like we have to name it after him. He gets naming rights as the guy who wins it for the first time. The Augustine Pimentel hating ass hater of the year award. We got to put that out there. It'll be a trophy of him as Agus Ferratu. It's been a while. It's been a while since I showed you Agus Ferratu. It's been a while. Some people have called me a songbird of the generation. I'm just saying. The songbird of our generation, guys. That was beautiful. I always feel bad. Well, I do and I don't. I feel like there's got to be some like entertainment. You missed it. It could have been Tippy Houston, not just Tip Houston, Tippy Houston. We got to have it with a Y. Let's see. Is this the hat? Yeah, I think this is the hat. See, we got the Tippy on the hat. Tippy Houston. I wore this to work the other day around a bunch of people who still call me Mike. It's weird. I am not used to being called Mike. Like very few people call me Mike or Michael. So whenever people at work are calling me Mike and like all this other stuff, it kind of just it's weird. I'm so used to like Tipton or Tip or Tippy or anything of that nature. You call me Michael, I feel like I'm in trouble. Ashley Candelaria saying that was awesome. I have a strange talent of being able to like turn songs into like other words. But like I was saying, Shrill saying, I like the shirt, bro. Yes. I wore it today while I dropped off the kids and thought to myself, this is probably not the type of shirt to wear while you're walking to school. Let's see. I'm your Huckleberry. Say when. For those that go back a bit of a ways, you will remember that the nickname was the Gunslinger Mike Tipton. And my intro music was Doc Holliday by Volbeat. I always think that's also weird that people don't realize I love rock. Like I listen to rock music all the time. But as I was saying, like I feel like, I hope at least, but like just a tiny bit, like even if it's 1%, that while Tommy is driving his kids to school, they are slightly entertained. Just even if it's a tiny 1%, that they are slightly entertained by some of the inappropriate and nonsensical things that I say on Tom du Tom. But the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders tonight on Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. Oh, I just thought about that. Now I got to make sure that there's a Prime Video account at work so that I can watch this on one of the TVs at work. All the salutations happening in the chat right now. I love it. I am down for it. Okay, so again, the Green Bay Packers make this trade. They bring in Micah Parsons. They have Jordan Love. They're spending all kinds of money here. Their window is this year. It has to happen for the Green Bay Packers this year. And you look at this team, right? Like they're balanced. They have Josh Jacobs in the backfield. They've got Jordan Love. They've got some decent receivers, Jalen Reed and all them boys. Like they're a solid team. They're halfway decent. B. Strela putting FTP. That means fudge the Packers. Had to say that nicely. The Packers have expectations now. The defense was okay. Now you bring in Micah Parsons. You get yourself a pass rusher supposed to create all this havoc and nonsense on defense. You kind of want to see what can be with the Green Bay Packers. On the other side of that coin, you have the Washington Commanders, a team that made it to the NFC Championship game last year. Jaden Daniels is a rookie showing everybody he could be him, right? Not your typical rookie. That didn't have like 1 year in college where he wowed and then goes to the NFL. This was a 5-year starter, much like Bo Nix. Had a lot of football under him, a lot of being able to read defenses and do the things that you want to see your quarterback do. Not your typical rookie was Jaden Daniels. Washington gets better on the offensive line. They get better on the defensive line. They bring in Deebo Samuel. Sure, they lose Brian Robinson Jr., they probably could have just made that trade straight up, right? Like Deebo for Brian Washington, but whatever. They have expectations. Both of these teams have expectations on them now. Who's going to be the cream of the crop in the NFC? And I still don't, in my opinion, I don't think Washington reaches that threshold again. Not this season. Maybe in the future, but not this season. It's so hard for a young team to go to back-to-back NFC Championship games. And it's unfair for the Washington Commanders, in my opinion, to have that expectation upon them. Right? Like they overachieved. They vastly overachieved. But on that same flip side, if that's what the expectation is, then you need to find a way to live up to that expectation. And I am here for disappointed Washington Commander fans left and right. I am here for disappointed Green Bay Packer fans left and right. Because I still feel like, and I know Tommy's not going to agree with me on this one, but I still feel like the best team in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles. Then you have Detroit. And I know Detroit lost and it didn't look good. It's one game, guys. It's one game. Now is not the time to get too high or get too low. Maybe in fantasy you can do that stuff because the fantasy football season is a little bit different. You can trade. You can do all kinds of stuff. But if it's your personal team, you can't get too high. You can't get too low. Dallas, to me, looked better. Still don't look at them as a Super Bowl contender, right? Like they looked much better than I anticipated them to look like. We'll see how they look against the Giants. That's where my litmus test for the Dallas Cowboys is. You need to go out there and absolutely destroy the Green Bay Packers the way a fat kid destroys a cake. That's what you need to do. The way that I would destroy a cake. Just frosting all... Oh, that didn't sound good. I was just going to say frosting all over my face. Chocolate frost. Oh, that sounds even worse. You get the visual. You get the idea. You don't need me to paint the picture for you. It's the fat kid eating cake. Me eating cake. I got cupcakes. I just thought about that right now. I got cupcakes in the house. I'm going to eat me some cupcakes a little bit later on today. Why? Because I'm a big fat guy, and I got to have my cupcakes in me. It's funny. I started a diet. I'm already down like 5 pounds, which is fun. Nice. Got to be svelte tip. Pause? I don't know. We'll let that one go. That one's fine. I think that one's fine. That one wasn't too bad. But what are your expectations? What are your realistic expectations for both the Packers and the Washington Commanders? Again, I think they're playoff teams. I genuinely do. In the NFC, I can see 2 teams that can win the Super Bowl. It could be Philadelphia and it could be Detroit if Detroit starts clicking on all cylinders. The rest of the teams there, the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, the Cowboys, the Commanders, those are playoff contending teams. The Rams, etc. Right? Like those are playoff contending teams to me. I don't think that they are necessarily Super Bowl contenders. But I can also see the flip side where there'll be people out there that are like, well, Tip, if they're in the playoffs, they're obviously contending for a Super Bowl. Look, I get it. But if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers made it to the playoffs, are you going to sit there and say to yourself, I could see that team winning the Super Bowl? If the Atlanta Falcons somehow got out of their way and actually started using Kyle Pitts like a weapon, would you say that is a Super Bowl contending team? And I would say no. Strill saying, oh, you like that cream filling, huh? I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't love the cream filling? Like, come on. I went to, so for day games, this is the type of person that I am. I know I'm the new guy, so I try to ingratiate myself to my new coworkers. And yes, I've been there for, 3 months now? Jesus Christ. You talk about all 3 months that have flown by, but it all feels like one day. So I stop at Dunkin'. I get my large frozen coffee with French vanilla flavor and whipped cream because I'm a man, damn it. I'm 40. And then I got 24 assorted donuts. And I was like, I'm going to stay away from the donuts. I'm on a diet. I go over to the donuts. I open up the box. I'm like, I bet you they're just going to have a bunch of donuts that I'm not a fan of. And they had one donut. It was the sugar topped with the raspberry filling on the inside. And I just hung my head in shame and was like, if it's thy will, it need be done. Clearly, God put that donut in there for me to eat, knowing that I needed that donut there. Who am I to push against God's will? So I ate the hell out of that raspberry-filled donut. And 30 minutes later, all the donuts were gone. That's the type of person you work with Tip, you're getting donuts. That sounds bad. I don't know why it sounds bad. It's just the combination of words. You work with Tip, you're getting donuts. Just doesn't sound good. I also feel like I don't sound good right now. I feel like there's something weird with my voice. But there's always something weird with my voice. Augustine bringing down the vibes. Saying, hello there, people. Good morning on a day that will forever be remembered for the wrong reasons. And after 2 events that were so awful. Tip and donuts is what Strilla is saying. What sounds worse is making donuts with the tip, LOL. First off, I can't say that. Jesus Christ. Really fighting it. Tommy, be glad that I am developing some sort of a filter, because the last thing I want is for your children to hear what was about to come out of my mouth. Which is funny because I'm perfectly fine with my own children hearing it. They've probably heard much worse. I don't think they understand 95% of what I say because I do speak in a lot of innuendo. Jesus Christ, I have a business LLC called Just the Tip LLC. I am the king of the double and triple entendre. No, August, I cannot say that right now. Maybe if y'all remind me about donuts a little bit earlier or a little bit later, we'll talk about it. But I need 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Strill saying that's how the holes are made? Nope. That's not what the joke was going to be. That is not what the joke was going to be. That's how the holes are made? There's another joke there, but I want to be nice. Augustine, be glad that Tommy's kids are in the car. But yes, Augustine, you are 100% correct. And I was trying to go through today's show because I am in a somber mood. Well, like I genuinely am, because 9/11 is a day that, like Augustine says, lives in infamy for all the wrong reasons. I was in high school. I was a senior in high school whenever 9/11 happened, and it changed the trajectory of my life, right? Where I said, I'm going to go, like, I want to join the military. I got to do something. I need to defend my country. And we saw the country for a brief period in time come together, which I thought was so beautiful, right? Like say what you will about where we are now, which seems like a complete 180 of where we were 25 years ago, a day after today, right? On September 12th, 2001, where there was this national let's come together type moment. And it sucks. It genuinely sucks that it takes that kind of tragedy to wind up bringing together the country. But we all felt it. I remember being at home, watching on TV, like it was like Good Morning America or something like that, right before I walk into school, like right before I decide I'm going to leave my home and walk to school. And they're talking about the tower. It had just been hit by the one plane. Socorro High School was right next to my house. I walked to Socorro High School, and as I walked down a hallway, the theater teacher has his door open. There's people gathered around. We're all standing there watching, and the second plane hits. And you can just feel, the hopelessness, the helplessness. You knew in that moment, you watched thousands of people perish. You knew in that moment. And like I said, it genuinely made me feel like I got to go do something. My brother was flying up to Boston at the time. His plane got diverted. And I had to, they dismissed us from school. I remember that. They dismissed us from school. We went home. And I got a phone call from my brother that he was going to land in Albuquerque. They had diverted his flight from Boston to Albuquerque, so we had to drive up to Albuquerque to pick him up. And I remember listening to the radio the whole time, and you've got, President Bush addressing the country. You've got all these patriotic songs that are being played all over the place. It was my introduction to NPR, which is a place I started my radio career, 14 years after 9/11 happened. B. Strill saying, proud Navy veteran here. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you as well, Strilla, for your service. Augustine saying, wait, what? Walking to school? Yes. I was thinner back then. I didn't waddle around like I do now. I actually walked to school. Our dude, Crooked Commish, saying, Money Mike, what's good? Thanks for hopping on last night. Thank you for having me as a guest. I'm sorry, Strilla, that I wasn't able to make it on the Unprofessional Sports Show. That was the last Wednesday day game of the year. So I will be back. Augustine saying, so we blame NPR for all of this? Nope, you got to blame Cappy. You got to blame Steve Kaplowitz. He's the one that gave me an internship at 600 ESPN El Paso. I was like, yeah, you can do sports. At NPR, I was just fine doing a podcast. That's why I started doing the Shootout podcast. That was my very first podcast. December 15th of 2015. Wow. Wild. I'm old. I am old as hell. But again, I know that it's a somber day, especially following the events of yesterday and all the stuff like that's out there. And I'm sorry that I went on that little bit of a tirade talking about 9/11 and what it meant to me, like how it impacted my life and the things that I've done, because without my military service, I'm not able to do any of this stuff that I had done. Again, arrested 3 times before I joined the military. Had to make my mind up that I wanted to change my life. I was tired of living, making no money, doing what people from Socorro were supposed to do. Just go, graduate high school, make nothing of yourself. Because that's what we were told we were supposed to do. I didn't want that. Changed it all up. And I can point to that day today, 24 years ago. I know I said 25 earlier. I apologize. I'm not good with math. But I can point to that day, 24 years ago, as a tipping point. Hey, look what I did there. In my life, where I decided something's got to change. Something's got to be different. Something has to be, like there's got to be more to life than just what we're doing right now. And I looked at the military as a way of, one, giving me discipline, two, giving me a steady paycheck, and three, getting me so I can go to school without having to incur crippling student debt. So that's what it was like for me. That's why this day, like, it meant so much to me at that point. My former sergeant in the United States Air Force, Lawrence Sims, saying, "What's up, Mike? Tuning in to catch some of the show today. Thank you so much, Sergeant Sims. I appreciate you for being a part of today's show. I always love whenever I can get some of my former Air Force people on the show, talking about it with me. I got to keep my eye on that. Like, normally I get the comments. The comments will come through. Augustine showing once again how entitled he really is. You should thank your lucky stars, my guy. You genuinely should. Now, you never had to walk a mile in the shoes of another person. And I understand that there's a struggle for people that are affluent as well. But thank your lucky stars. Don't brag about it. The Air Force, is that the wussiest branch of all? I'd say just sitting down being a civilian is. Sergeant Sims saying, arrested 3 times? Yeah, the Air Force changed your future, your fortune, outlook for sure. And it was absolutely great having you as an airman. I agree 100%. Like I said, it's not something I brag about. But yeah, like, I had to make business decisions as a young kid, right? Like, I moved out of my parents' house super young. I was 16 years old when I moved out of my parents' house. Kids don't do that. But I had to, right? Like, there was a lot of physical traumas, some that you can still see to this day, so to speak, where I said, I've got to go. I've got to, like, go make my own mind up. I got to be able to do these things. And it was business decisions. Do you pay for, X, Y, and Z, or do you pay for something to eat? Do you get this and be legal, or do you do this and survive to next week and pay your rent and do all that other stuff? That was the decision that I had to make. And you got to remember, like, living in a car at 17, 18 years old, living at your brother's house, and he's got his own stuff going on, and you don't want to feel like a burden to people. You just kind of go do your own thing. Dude, I remember, like in Socorro, there's a truck stop there, the Petro truck stop, taking showers at the Petro truck stop because that's how I would have to take a shower before I went to school. Right? Like, it's just a little different. And like, again, 9/11 helped show me that you got to do something. Something's got to be a little different. Augustine saying, we all have skeletons in the closet. It's good that you came out of the closet, Tip. Says who? When did that happen? Clearly that's a joke. Or is it? Oh, we'll never know. Again, I apologize. I pulled back the curtain a little bit. This show is meant to be an escape. It's not meant to be any of that other stuff. This is my therapy couch. I apologize. I sincerely apologize, but not really. I don't know how to transition to this, but it's just the tip.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Go to myhappynuts.com. Check out what they've got. They've got the new Lawnmower 2.0. Guys, I say it all the time. Take care of yourselves. Make sure that you are feeling your absolute best at all times. And the new Lawnmower 2.0, along with the Comfort Cream, the anti-chafe stick, and everything else that they have over at www.myhappynuts.com will have you feeling like your absolute best. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all of your male grooming needs. As Augustine says, it's good to be serious sometimes, Tip, and that was the worst transition ever. I agree. It really was. And not my finest moment, but you got to get it in whenever you got to get it in. Pause. And I got no problem. Like, I've said it a million times. I am an open book. Y'all lead me there, I will go there, right? Because if that's the way the conversation goes, this is a lazy river. We just follow along the way the lazy river goes. Y'all guide me on where the show goes. You want to talk football? We'll talk football. You want to talk football? I probably can't, but I know somebody that will, right? Like that's kind of the way that all this stuff goes. But nonetheless, we continue on here. I asked the question, who or what did you think the expectations were for the Washington Commanders and the Green Bay Packers? What are you expecting to see tonight as we got Thursday Night Football Week 2 kicking off tonight? The Washington Commanders and the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field on Prime Video. Should be fun. We're not going over. We're not going to go over the all the picks and all that other stuff. I will have my tip 6 picks tomorrow. I'm debating on releasing them during the show or if I should just do them like Saturday or something like that. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But we will have our tip 6 picks. Once again, you can go to bovada.lv if you are in the state of Texas and you're a degenerate like me. And you need an outlet, bovada.lv. They need to pay me for all this stuff. Sucks because the only way you can get your winnings out is if you got Bitcoin and crypto and stuff like that. And I do have some crypto. No, don't get me wrong. Okay. Augustine, I'm having an inner debate on what we should talk about next. Strilla, I'm having that inner debate. Tommy, Ashley, Sergeant Sims, everyone that's out there tuned in right now in all the various places. I am having that inner debate on what we should talk about next. Because there is a lot of real life stuff that's out there that needs to be spoken about. But I also feel like we have been inundated and just beaten over the head with it over the last 24 hours. And Augustine's right. It's all about how bad the Dallas Cowboys suck. We're surrounded by that conversation all the time. And it's just, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it. Oh, the Dallas Cowboys are so bad now that they don't have Micah Parsons. They did okay. They were all right. Yesterday, the Crooked Commish has me on his show just so he could try to drink my tears. And I spent the first 10 minutes drinking his tears, reminding him of how the Bears absolutely sucked ass, had themselves a lead, and lost. The Hating Ass Hater of the Year award. Augustine, I don't think you were here at the beginning of the show. We said that we are going to name an award after you. You're going to be the inaugural recipient of it. The Hating Ass Hater of the Year. Augustine Pimentel. The Crooked Commish saying, yeah, I know. I didn't appreciate that. LOL. I turned it around on you, guy. You tried to drink my tears first, and I got my soul was satiated to its very core as we were talking about the Bears choking away a lead on Monday Night Football. Nom, 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 nom. It was delicious. That's actually the noise I make while I'm eating donuts that are stacked up. That's what I was going to say. If you're a man and you haven't stacked up before, you're not doing it right. Or for Tommy, we can talk about soccer, USA, and Pochettino finally getting a win. Pochettino is wrong for the United States men's national team. What is what makes him so wrong? I am positive that this is not what you wanted to say, Commish, but I am Ron Burgundy, and I read everything that is put in front of me. Over under, Parsons 1.5 sacks and tonight's game. I mean, I'll play the over. I'll play the over on that. Maybe he has sex twice tonight. Who knows? I mean, he's a young guy. You got the game out of the way. You don't have to worry about, blowing your load early. So, I mean, do what you got to do. I'll go over with that. Yeah, he'll have 1.5 sacks tonight, I'm sure. I know I'm messing with you, Commish. 1.5 sacks. I'm going to go with the under on that. I think he only has 1 sack in tonight's game. Jaden Daniels is a immovable object. Bistro saying Parsons does penetrate. No, 100%. The P in Parsons stands for penetration. I feel so bad for people that tune into the show for the first time. I always see the numbers go up and then they just go down. Tommy Canazza saying, I am deleting all of my soccer comments, or I'm deleting all soccer comments, just FYI. Augustine saying, I'll be over that number tonight too. LOL. It doesn't count when it's by yourself. Just because you have 5 fingers doesn't mean that you are in an orgy, my guy. Augustine saying that Pochettino has not won on any level. I saw a picture of and speaking of orgies, I saw a picture. One of these days I'll be able to transition correctly, guys. I promise. One of these days. I've been doing it for 10 years. It's not going to happen. I'm stuck the way that I am. But I saw a picture. It was like of a party bus. And it was like great for weddings, like wedding parties and like all this other stuff right there, right? And then on the bottom it has also great for orgies. And I thought to myself, a mobile orgy in a party bus, 1, seems absolutely disgusting, but 2, like a fun time. So, I mean, you take the good with the bad, right? I almost went full John Madden, right? Oh, wait, you gotta do what you gotta do. You do it on Thanksgiving. That's the only way you get the real stuff in. Tommy Canassa saying, if you remember last year, Jaden Daniels was benched because Parsons was abusing him in the first quarter. I concur, but the Commanders have gotten their offensive line better. They're better on the offensive line. Augustine saying, I said it on Sirius XM a long time ago on the soccer channel. Pochettino is not good for the U.S. men's national team for a plethora of reasons. So far, we've gotten 1. He has not won at any level. I'm giving you the opportunity. Like I want to see why Pochettino is not good for the U.S. men's national team, because I would argue that by saying the U.S. men's national team is just not good for anybody. Like, it doesn't matter who the coach is. It's the men's national team. They're bad. They're horrible. Oh, the crooked commish. That might be the comment of the day. Got to go Chris Collinsworth. Now, here's a guy who knows a good orgy from a bad one. That is fantastic. I love that comment. Oh, man. In December, we are having the Tippy Awards. I will come up with ways that we can vote on the Tippy Awards. Always handing out trophies for a bunch of whole other stuff. So for the second time, Augustine says that he hasn't won, Pochettino hasn't won at any level. Tottenham, for example, his training methods are not good for what the USA needs. Strillo replying back to Augustine saying it's because he's a hating-ass hater. He's living up to the award. I know that 100%. He is living up to the award. And I feel like Augustine must be just like a machine gun right now. Probably a horrible reference to use on today, but oh well, like a machine gun. Just rat-a-tat-tatting these comments out on soccer. And they're coming out so much that Tommy doesn't have the ability to block every single one of them. It's like a leak in the dam. He's trying to plug them up as much as he can. Pause on the plug-in? Yeah, I'd let it pass. Tommy's trying to plug it up as much as he can, but Augustine just keeps penetrating the defense like his name was Micah Parsons. Look at that. Going back over to things. Augustine saying that Pochettino doesn't manage the team right. He doesn't change tactics in game or during game. Augustine, are you a U.S. men's national team supporter? He doesn't know how to treat the talent in the USA NT national team, I guess is what that stands for. Using a whole bunch of different acronyms each time. Augustine is. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't know. I think you're what? You're a Chelsea supporter, right? Or is it Liverpool? I'm trying to remember which one of them you're a supporter of. But I didn't know what your national team was. I was not gonna lie, because you are very European in the way that you handle your business. I was expecting it to be more of like, oh no, I'm a Italy national team supporter kind of guy, just random, right? Like I love Argentina because of Lionel Messi or whatever. Like that's kind of what I was expecting. Just like the 49ers are expecting Brock Purdy not to play this week. Look at that transition. Look at me getting better at this. Brock Purdy, his little tootsie is hurting, so he's not going to be able to play. George Kittle, also out. And what started off as a week where you thought to yourselves the 49ers are going to go into New Orleans and destroy the New Orleans Saints. It really looks like now. There is a chance that the New Orleans Saints, Spencer Rattler and them boys, could find a way to win. Now, I get it. Chris Olave is hurt again. Augustine saying that he is just a soccer fan. He's a sports fan, and he cares about the U.S. men's national team. That's awesome. It's my team, and it's Tommy's team, too. It's our team. Tommy letting us know that he got him. I wish, like I've got to bring up the YouTube and like see it on the side so I can see what it looks like, because right now I can only imagine the battle that is being waged between Augustine and Tommy right now for soccer comments. Strill saying that he's got the Saints winning this game. I do. Oh man, that's such a tough one, because I feel like even without George Kittle, the 49ers have a ton of talent, a plethora, as Augustine would say, of talent. And you would think with a marginal quarterback, they'd be okay. But then whenever you look at the depth chart and you see that it's Mac Jones as the backup quarterback. Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones as the backup quarterback. It's and Augustine, you can speak to this as a guy that Mac Jones played for. Like, he actually played for your favorite NFL team. Like, it doesn't feel like you've got a lot of faith in what Mac Jones can do. Tommy's saying, F that, keep it. Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. I wonder how many times. Well, he a younger dude. He probably didn't get that. I got it a lot too, just because my first name was Mike or Michael. We already spoke about this earlier. Still not used to people calling me Mike or Michael. Uh-oh, guys. Got a text message. Okay, I'm good. I am good for now. I almost shat myself, but we are good for now. Okay. So the 49ers without Brock Purdy, without George Kittle, it really makes this game against the New Orleans Saints kind of entertaining, right? Because you've got to think to yourself, there's the real possibility that the 49ers lose this. And if Brock Purdy, who everyone is saying it could be a couple of weeks that he's out, let's see what the 49ers schedule is. Oh, we're doing schedule talk on the tipping point with Mike Tipton today. If you're the 49ers, you've got the Saints, which is, again, a losable game. The Cardinals, who are halfway decent, they beat the Saints. The Jags, oh, that's definitely a loss for the 49ers. Let's go, Jags. Duval, let's go. And then the Rams. If he misses the next 4 weeks, which is what the schedule is, you've got Saints, Cardinals, Jags, and Rams. Best case scenario, you win one game in there if you're the 49ers. In my opinion, sun shines on a dog's ass every now and again. George Kittle's on the IR. That's a huge part of that 49ers offense. Augustine saying Mac Jones is a solid quarterback. He has been put in difficult situations. Look at Burrow, no offensive line at all. The Kirk commissioner saying, what are you used to people calling you, Sergeant Tip? Well, it's been a long time since I've been out of the military. So, like, most of the time it's just Tipton, Tip. Like that's normally what most people call me. In the military days, it was Airman Tipton, Sergeant Tipton, like just anything really. But it was always Tipton. And like that's been the constant in my life, is people calling me Tipton. There are people I went to high school with that didn't know my first name was Michael. Hell, there's people now that whenever I tell them my Instagram handle is Mr. Tipton 33 or MR Tipton 33 because it's Michael Robert Tipton 33, like they're like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot your name is Michael Robert. Oh, what a weird thing. That's just, like I said, for my whole life, it's always been Tip or Tipton, Tippy. Oh, this way. See? Tippy. So, yeah. I just got to remember, what side is it on? It's on this other side. Okay. In order for me to, like, not lose my mind, everything is kind of, like, flipped on my computer. So this is my left side. And you see it as my left side because it's you looking at me as that person. If I was to turn, it's on my left side. But on my computer, this is on my right side as I do jazz hands and try to figure this all out. You got to see my fat sausage fingers. Great for making donut holes. There's a real possibility that after 5 weeks, the 49ers can be 2-3, which isn't the type of ideal start for the 49ers. But like I told you, I already feel like there is the possibility the 49ers could be the worst team in the NFC West. I genuinely feel that. I think the Cardinals are going to be a little better. I think Seattle's going to be better. And I think that the Rams are going to be better. I just don't see a scenario where the 49ers are the team to beat in the NFC West. And especially now, like Brock Purdy being hurt, George Kittle being hurt. The last year they had all the issues on their team with all the injuries they had. Like all these guys being hurt. It adds up and it winds up going and getting you. And it's not like Brock Purdy to me isn't the greatest quarterback in the world, but he's better than Mac Jones. Like I think we can all say that undoubtedly. I know Augustine says Mac Jones is a solid quarterback, but Brock Purdy, the meat slinger, Sergeant Slaughter. I like that. That's also another one. Crooked Commish, if you didn't know, one of the nicknames is the meat slinger, baby. Slinging that meat, baby. Can't believe I created a whole character like that. I still have the picture, the hand-drawn picture, the comic book character that somebody gave me whenever the meat slinger was doing his thing 5 years ago. Holy shit. It's been 5 years since the meat slinger made his debut, right before COVID happened. Buying slabs of meat out of the back of trucks. I had to make it fun somehow. So we introduced the meat slinger. Oh, yeah, no, that's 100%. You got it right there. That's a great corn name for sure. I am all about it. I mean, so is Mike Tipton, if we're being honest. Augustine saying it's 5 years of total gayness just because the thought of me slinging that meat makes your mouth water. Doesn't mean it's gay. It means you're gay. It's okay, Augustine. I'm so glad that you chose this platform to come out on. Like, we all already knew, but we just want you to know that we support you. We already knew. All the signs have been there. I'm in the bath watching you, Tipton. Like, I mean, come on. We already knew. Thank you, Augustine. Thank you for choosing this platform. I am very happy right now. Very happy. There was a comedian I saw the other day. He's like, you're either born 100% gay or you're born half gay. Every man. And he's like, if you're right-handed, you throw, you're perfectly fine. But if you try to throw with your left hand, you got that little girly toss to you, or whatever your non-dominant hand is, you got that going. Tommy Canonsa letting Augustine know that we support him no matter what. You will always be our friend, Augustine, no matter what. This is a supportive group of individuals. We appreciate you. Once again, choosing this platform. But like I said, we all already knew. I think it was just a matter of you knowing yourself. So glad that we can have that personal growth on this show. That's what the tipping point is all about. Personal growth. I'm proud of you, Augustine. I'm proud of you. Augustine saying it felt like that commercial, my buddy. My buddy. Oh, why can't I remember the whole song? My buddy. That's going to be in my head. I'm going to have to look it up in a little bit. Although I almost went with another voice there. I was like, my buddy. Relax, guy. Too soon? We'll see. Again, I'm your Huckleberry. Okay, so once again, Thursday Night Football. It's happening tonight. I think this show was a meandering nightmare of a show, but I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. It was fun. Remember, tomorrow is a TIP VIP Friday. We'll be putting out the links to everyone if they want to be a part of the show. I think I should just create a group chat or something like that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll see. We'll figure it out somehow. Somehow, some way. We'll figure it all out. But once again, everyone, I want to thank you so much for tuning into today's show. Saturday, we'll be live at Buffalo Wild Wings for Fire and Ice. if you're in the El Paso area, we've got 4 games left of the El Paso Chihuahuas this season. Augustine saying that he won't be putting out. LOL. Yes, you will. I wouldn't be surprised if you do the show from your shower. As you've done it 1,000 times, like watching this. I'm surprised that you haven't posted that you're in the bathtub now. We all know you are. It's okay. We accept you for who you are. All your quirks and everything. We accept you, Augustine. Once again, y'all, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow on a TIP VIP Friday. Oh, damn, I didn't say MC Hammer this time. Oh, well. The beef between me and MC Hammer continues.